The bottled fire starter. Let's get into number 9. The bottled fire starter. That clear plastic water bottle you keep in your car on sunny days? It might actually set your car on fire. Sounds wild, but it's all basic physics. When strong sunlight hits the curved side of a clear bottle filled with clear water, the light bends. This bending is called refraction. Just like a magnifying glass can focus sunlight to burn things, a bottle can concentrate those rays into a tiny, super hot point. If that hot spot hits something flammable like a car seat or a piece of paper, it can catch fire. In 2017, Diani Amuaste, a technician with Idaho Power, learned this the hard way. He was sitting in his truck on a hot day when he suddenly saw smoke. His leather seat was actually burning. The reason? A plastic water bottle was sitting in direct sunlight. For a water bottle to cause a fire, a few specific conditions must line up. First, the bottle has to be completely clear. The water inside also needs to be clear. Then, the bottle has to sit at just the right angle under strong sunlight to focus the light. Firefighters at the Midwest City Fire Department even ran their own test. They aimed sunlight through a clear water bottle onto paper, and the paper started to burn. So even though it's rare for a car to burst into flames from a bottle, the risk is real. That's why it's smart to store your water bottles safely, put them under the seat or inside the glove box instead of leaving them out in the sun. The chicken contamination catastrophe. Compartment number 8. The chicken contamination catastrophe. Washing raw chicken under the tap doesn't clean. In fact, it sets the stage for a kitchen disaster. You're basically turning your sink into a bacteria launch pad, spreading harmful germs like salmonella onto your counters, tools, and even nearby food. Scientists have used high-speed cameras to see what really happens. The water's impact sends microscopic droplets flying way beyond the sink, and each one may carry dangerous bacteria. Instead of getting rid of the threat, rinsing it actually spreads it. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has warned for years, don't wash raw chicken. Today's poultry is already cleaned during processing. Any remaining bits can either dry off or be carefully wiped with a paper towel. Washing it just creates germ-carrying droplets that land everywhere. Plus, washing doesn't kill bacteria, only heat does. You need to cook chicken to an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit to make it safe. And get this, the height of your faucet matters too. A taller faucet causes water to splash even farther, widening the contamination zone. Your sink can quickly become a hotspot for bacteria. So do yourself a favor, don't rinse your raw chicken. Keep it in its sealed package until you're ready to cook. If there's anything on it, just gently dab it with a clean paper towel. Always use separate cutting boards and utensils for raw poultry to avoid cross-contamination. Clean up every surface you've used right away with hot, soapy water. The flaming grease geyser. Number 7. The flaming grease geyser. Imagine your pan of hot oil catches fire on the stove. Your first instinct? Grab water. But stop, that's one of the worst things you can do. You're about to cause a flaming grease geyser. Burning oil is extremely hot, usually over 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. Now, water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius. So when you toss water onto that blazing oil, it doesn't calm things down, it makes them worse. Since water is heavier than oil, it sinks right to the bottom of the pan. Once there, trapped under that scorching oil, the water instantly turns to steam. But it doesn't just evaporate, it explodes. Steam expands roughly 1,700 times its original size. That sudden blast sends tiny droplets of flaming oil flying into the air. Now you're dealing with a fireball. All that flaming grease spreads rapidly, using the extra air to burn even hotter and faster. What began as a small pan fire is now a full-blown kitchen eruption, spewing hot oil everywhere. Burning grease can shoot across the room, setting fire to everything in its path, including you. The chance of getting badly burned is extremely high. So what should you do instead? Cover the pan with a metal lid to cut off the oxygen supply. No air, no fire. You can also dump baking soda on the flames, it helps smother them. A Class B dry chemical fire extinguisher is another solid option. But whatever you do, never throw water on a grease fire. It's not just ineffective, it's explosive. That one simple mistake could turn a minor flare-up into a disaster for your kitchen, your home, and your safety. Greasing your wounds. Disaster number 6. Greasing your wounds. You've just burned your hand with boiling water. Your first thought? Put some butter on it. That old family remedy your grandma always swore by. For generations, people believed slapping grease on a burn helped. Some even thought it sealed out air to prevent infection. In fact, back in the 1800s, a surgeon recommended covering burns with fat. But here's the problem. Butter is fat, and fat is an excellent insulator. When you spread butter on a fresh burn, you're not helping it cool down, you're locking the heat in. It's like wrapping your injury in a warm, greasy blanket. Your skin keeps cooking long after the boiling water's gone. The most important rule for treating burns is simple. Cool water right away, for at least 20 minutes. Cool water draws out the heat and soothes the pain. Butter does the exact opposite, blocks the cooling process. And worse, butter is food. Food can carry bacteria. So now, instead of protecting your skin, you're giving germs the perfect environment. Moist, warm, and greasy. That's a recipe for infection and slow healing. What should you do instead? Hold the burn under cool running water for 20 minutes, no shortcuts. Once the heat's gone, gently cover it with a clean, non-fuzzy cloth or even some plastic wrap. This protects the area without trapping heat. Whatever you do, skip the butter, oil, or any greasy home remedies. They may sound comforting, but they do far more harm than good. When it comes to burns, greasing your skin is not soothing, it's inviting more pain, more bacteria, and a longer recovery. The Golden Jellyfish Blunder. Number 5. The Golden Jellyfish Blunder. You're enjoying a fun day at the beach when ouch, you feel a sharp sting. A jellyfish just gave you a painful surprise. Your friend remembers hearing somewhere that you're supposed to pee on it. It sounds weird, but maybe it works? Nope, completely wrong. Jellyfish tentacles are packed with thousands of stinging cells called cyanidocytes. Each one holds a tiny venom-loaded harpoon called a nematocyst. When you get stung, these microscopic harpoons shoot into your skin and inject venom. The compounds in urine like salts and ammoniac actually make things worse. They often act like fresh water, which messes with the stinging cells and causes more harpoons to fire. So instead of helping, you're triggering another venom attack. Peeing on a sting doesn't relieve pain, it makes it worse. Medical professionals agree, don't do it. Instead, rinse the sting area gently with seawater, not fresh water. Fresh water can also cause more venom to release. If there are tentacles still stuck to your skin, remove them carefully using tweezers or the edge of a credit card. Do not rub or scratch the area. That'll only spread the venom. For some types of jellyfish, vinegar can help deactivate the stingers, but it doesn't work for all. After cleaning the area, soak the sting in hot water, ideally between 104°F and 113°F. Heat can reduce pain and neutralize toxins. If your symptoms get serious, trouble breathing, extreme pain, dizziness, get medical help right away. Number 4. Venomous. Venomous vacuum fail. The venomous vacuum fail, you've seen it in the movies. Someone gets bitten by a snake, and the brave friend pulls out a little suction gadget to suck the venom out. Seems smart, right? Sadly, it's a dangerously bad idea. Snake venom doesn't just sit under the skin like spilled juice waiting for a straw. The second the fangs pierce your skin, the venom starts moving fast. It spreads through your tissues, sneaks into tiny blood vessels, and cruises along your lymphatic system. It's like poison on a mission, spreading faster than a rumor. And those little suction tools? Studies show they only remove about 0.04% of the venom. You'd be more successful draining a swimming pool with an eyedropper. Worse yet, while you're busy removing practically nothing, you're causing real damage. That suction can pull out healthy blood and fluids, causing swelling, bruises, and even dead tissue called necrosis. And don't forget the infection risk. You're opening the door wide for bacteria to enter the wound. In some cases, all that pulling and pressure might even help the venom spread faster through your body. The best move? Stay calm. Keep the affected limb still and lower than your heart. Don't run or panic. Get to the hospital as soon as you can. That's where the real help is antivenom, the only treatment that actually works. So skip the suction drama. Works. Leave the sucking. 2. Vampires and actual vacuum cleaners. The frostbite friction fiasco. Number 3. The frostbite friction fiasco. You're stuck in freezing weather, and your fingers start feeling numb and turning pale. Common sense says, rub them to warm them up. But But in this case, common sense can actually do more harm than good. When it's cold enough, tiny, sharp ice crystals begin to form inside your skin. These aren't soft snowflakes, they're destructive. They pull moisture out of your cells and damage tissue. At the same time, your body narrows blood vessels, cutting off circulation and oxygen to your fingers and toes. Now imagine rubbing that frozen skin. You're basically grinding sharp ice into already fragile tissue. Think of it like rubbing wet tissue paper with sandpaper. Then, when blood finally flows back in, it brings inflammatory chemicals like histamines. Rubbing just makes that damage worse. You're not helping, you're increasing pain and cellular breakdown. So what should you actually do? Start by gently rewarming the area. First, get indoors and take off any wet clothing. Then soak the frostbitten skin in warm water between 100°F and 104°F. Don't use hot water. That can burn damaged skin. And here's the big rule. Don't rub. Let the warm water slowly thaw the tissue. Keep the area elevated to reduce swelling. Over-the-counter pain relievers like ibuprofen can help because, surprisingly, rewarming can hurt. If the numbness doesn't go away, if the skin turns strange colors, or if blisters form, go see a doctor. Starving your sickness. Number 2. Starving your sickness. You've probably heard the old saying, feed a cold, starve a fever. It sounds like smart advice, but it's actually dangerously wrong. When you have a fever, your body is in battle mode. Your metabolism kicks into overdrive, using up energy at a rapid pace. For every degree your temperature climbs, your body needs even more fuel. If you stop eating, it's like sending your immune system into war without supplies. Your body relies on immune cells called T helper cells, which send chemical messages known as cytokines. When you eat, your body produces more of a powerful cytokine called gamma interferon. This one is a key player in cell-mediated immunity. It helps your cells attack invaders directly. Human studies show that after eating, gamma interferon levels can surge, sometimes rising more than 4 times higher compared to fasting. In other words, food helps your immune system bring in the heavy artillery. But if you don't eat, your body starts making more interleukin-4, which shifts your immune system toward making antibodies less helpful during a high-energy fever fight. Starving leaves your body under-equipped. The whole starve a fever idea came from a dictionary in the 1500s. Back then, people thought of the body like a fireplace. Adding food was like throwing logs on the fire. But your body isn't a campfire, it's a complex defense machine. A fever is a planned attack on infection, and it needs fuel. Even chicken soup isn't just comfort, it's warm, hydrating, and full of nutrients your immune cells need. Plus, the steam can clear nasal congestion. When you have a fever, your body is fighting hard. Starving it can weaken your defense and delay recovery. So eat light, drink fluids, and support your body. The new rule? Feed a cold, and definitely feed a fever. The moldy bread mirage. The moldy bread mirage. You see a little green fuzz on your slice and think, no problem, I'll just cut that part off. The rest is fine. Nope. Big mistake. That visible mold on the surface is only the tip of the iceberg. Behind that fuzzy patch is a sneaky network of microscopic roots called hyphae that spread deep into the bread far past what your eyes can see. Even if you slice off the moldy area, the hidden part is still inside, ready to do damage. As mold grows, it releases mycotoxins, natural chemicals that are toxic to humans. These mycotoxins don't stay put. They can spread through the whole loaf, even into sections that look totally normal. Cutting off the bad spot doesn't get rid of the poison. Bread's soft, airy texture is perfect for mold. It allows those invisible filaments to move easily and quickly through the entire loaf, turning it into a health hazard. That common sense idea of just trimming the mold? It's a dangerous illusion. One bite won't necessarily send you to the ER, but if you're exposed to mold toxins often, it can lead to breathing problems, or worse damage to your liver and kidneys. Even one small patch means the entire loaf is likely contaminated. The safest move? Toss the whole thing. Don't risk your health over a slice of bread. That's all for today. If you found this helpful, stick around. I'll be sharing more videos like this one soon, and you won't want to miss them. Subscribe to see them.